Hi, this is another Member Mission present from Member Mission Presents, and with me is Howdy Russell, and you'll be looking at me in just a minute. Howdy works with a nursery school and a service to parents and children that is just exciting to hear about, and so that's why I wanted to hear others to hear from him about it. What's its name and how's it sponsored?
The name is the Addison County Parent-Child Center. It's in Middlebury, Vermont. It's a program that is set up to serve young families, primarily young families, but families with young children who need extra support. And it's there because of state funding, federal funding, town funding, private fundraising. That's how it sustains itself. So basically, it's our taxes at work.
So good to hear. Tell me, what are some of the things that happen for parents that you like to see happening, or some of the services you offer for them?
We have a program there's kind of a whole array of things that can happen for parents depending on their level of need. We have one very kind of intensive parenting support and education program where parents come and spend about 20 hours a week at the center, and they're able to take classes, work on their high school diploma or GED, since a lot of our young parents never graduated from high school. They're taught pre-vocational and vocational skills. There's counseling provided. There's basically social support to help them learn how to be social in a healthy way with peers. So that's one whole set of services. The other is that if families are needing a lower level of support, we have outreach workers who go and work with people in their homes and basically decide what level of support they need and with the family and what the family wants, and then they visit sometimes several times a week, sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month. It just depends on what the family needs.
That's rich to hear all that available. If I was a pastor locally and I heard a couple had just had a baby or someone had just become a parent, I could say to people at any income level, look, this is here that you might find very helpful.
Most of the families that are served intensively in our program tend to be lower income, but there's no requirement. And in terms of the overall services we provide, there's a whole range. It's basically any family with young children that feel like they need information or they need support or there are things that they just don't understand. It's a great support for them. So.
Wonderful to hear. Tell me about the kids. What are some of the things you see happening for the kids, or do you think it does for the kids?
Well, the way it's set up, we have kids almost right after birth sometimes. I would say generally about 6 weeks is when they start. A lot of them start, but we've had kids as young as a week old, and if they come in that young, the parent stays right with them. But what I see happening for the kids is having the opportunity while they're there, for the 3 years they're there, to build really strong, loving, healthy relationships with teachers. We have the program set up so that classroom teachers stay with the same group for the full time that those kids are there. So a child that's there for 3 years would have the same teacher for those 3 years and develop very powerful relationships and learn about good, healthy adult-child relationships. The parent would have an ally and a model with their own child, somebody else who loves their child and can talk to them about what's difficult with their child and what's wonderful about their child. So I guess I see kids in some really challenging situations seeing this as a real home, that a safe haven. And you really get that sense, particularly with the kids who are in the tougher situations, that coming into our program in the morning is like coming home, that they know, okay, I can relax, I can let down my guard, I'm safe here, and begin to establish normal, healthy, interactive patterns. And I see it. I've seen it happen over and over for kids in situations that they have every reason to not be able to do that because there's a lot of struggle in their home.
That's kind of thing one rejoices to hear is available. And if I got it, the day runs from 8 in the morning to 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You have tend to have the 2 to 3 year olds, and there are 4 of you in a classroom, maybe with 15 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And
I work with just the 2 to 3 year olds. All the other teachers rotate with the kids. So the teachers of a group at the beginning of the year will move into my classroom with their kids, and we will add some kids to that group to make it a group that all of us will work with. But I stay with one age group. I'm the only teacher that does that.
mm-hmm.
So.
Tell me, how do you see God at work in what you're doing?
I guess I would have to say one of the main ways is through being able to get to know and understand the parents. And there are often parents that are in situations that I think as a society we like to sit in judgment of, about the decisions they're making and what we see as bad choices. And I think are bad choices, and I think many of them would agree they're bad choices. But I think what I get to witness, I've witnessed over and over the years, is how strong the love and commitment and caring is on the part of even parents who are in really tough situations, that they're able to hold on to that connection and love to their child. And I just think it's a miracle when I see it, because when you have parents that are struggling with the level of stress that many of these parents are struggling with, it's pretty amazing that they can hold on to how special and wonderful their child is, and that they can work as hard as they do to communicate that to their child. So that always is inspiring for me. So.
And if this is happening, I think you were saying another conversation we had that you see God working this way with these people.
Mm-hmm. I think it's it always feels miraculous, and it feels like obviously they are accessing something, mm-hmm. and something beyond their own ability, and that's how I see God at work is, and it may not be any direct way that they're thinking of it that way, yeah. But that's how I'm viewing it. Mm-hmm. So.
Howdy, love to say with you some more. I'm glad that we were able to tell our viewers about you,
well,
and about
you.
the work that the school does. That's so good to hear.
Thank you.
To hear.
Mm-hmm.